In this video, we will be looking at TBC 2025.20. I will give you a quick overview of all the new updates and enhancements made in this new release. Let's now have a look at all the new enhancements and updates in the latest TBC 2025.20 release. First of all, I just want to say congrats to TBC for turning 20 years old in September. In this graphic, you can see we started off with Trimble GP Survey, then TGO, Trimble Geomatics Office, and then the release of Trimble Business Center, and how we evolved from just GNSS data all the way to where we now do multiple sensors and hardware that goes into Trimble Business Center for processing, extracting, and working with your data. First enhancement is the connected workspace. If you click on that now, you need to have a TBC subscription to be able to access the dataset workspace. So if I go into my project, under models, you will now see your TBC VCEs with their associated folders can be uploaded into the dataset workspace and accessible by anyone in that project. Over here, you can see I have one here. Just download that. Now I have that accessible. As you can see, these are locked as they are already in use by another user. If I then click on the import button, this will now bring this project into TBC, and I will be able to work and access all the information in that project. Only one person at a time can work in these projects. So as you can see, there's all the information relating there into this project. If you have done your edits and completed the work, you then simply click back in the connected workspace and simply click the check-in button. That means you've done. This will upload the data back into the dataset workspace, and the next person in your company or office can then download and work with that information in there. So that's just a quick rundown of the dataset workspace and what can be done with it. Other enhancements we made. Next up would be the geodetic library, capability of scaling from ground, and then the new geodetic coordinate system 114 will give you improved RTX results in Indonesia. We brought in support for Peru, El Salvador. We added the EGM 2008 for Italy, and there's some support for Latvia, Saudi Arabia, and some CSRN 2025 for California support, as well as the EGM 2008 for Nicaragua. So have a look at that. Make sure your Trimble Geodetic Library is up to date for all these new supported and enhancement updates. Another thing to quickly highlight in the slide, you can see the LAD XML ISO 15143-4 is now supported in Trimble Business Center. So this is for enabling your interoperability, different vendors to efficiently exchange of critical topographic and worksite data, allows for better management, and then importing and exporting benefits SiteWorks as well when it comes to this new LAD XML format that we support in TBC. And then quick note on DGN exporting, we enhanced that import-export functionality between Bentley and TBC now, so it will allow you to better import the data, and when you export it, the look and feel of the data would be the same in the Bentley side of things. That helps you to seamlessly move the data between this, and importing primarily benefits SiteWorks in there as well. Quick note for the enhanced automatic GECP detection in the aerophotogrammetry module. We made that a little bit quicker and faster and more accurate, so test that out if you haven't. Up next is point cloud classification. So if you go into point clouds, you will now see we actually have under terrestrial increase the accuracy for terrestrial scanning modules. So site plates 40% increase, poles 15% better classification noise is 10% better, and wires like telephone pole wires and electrical wires, that's seen about a 5% increase in better classification. So you will see a better classification for all those different regions in TBC. Up next is Agile Assets. So we now support integration with Agile Assets, as you can see in the slide. Connected workflow through integration of pavement inspection in TBC with Agile Assets. So for transportation assets information, important that you can be able to do that. And the hardware such as enables you to do more data collection and then obviously help with the management of your assets in that way. Next up is AutoLane. Multiple run processing can now be executed at once. So the enhancement has been made, batch processing there. Onto target page registration. We have added that now into TBC. So as you will see in here, we have this extra icon now in your registration. If you click on that, you will now be able to extract the target types, spherical and black and white. You simply have to state the width of the targets, and in the spherical you have the options of the different sizes. Stretch it a little bit more, there you go, the different ones. It will then auto detect all that in your TZF scans. For target registration, standard and custom target sizing can be done, and you also have manual extraction for non-TZF scans. Target-based registration, select the required stations. You can extract the targets, set the reference stations, register using SWIR checkerboards and points, and report showing final results will be done as well. So when you get to the analyze part, you will see you can then create, match, refit, and see all that. So give it a go. If you need to do that in your workflows, you can now do target-based registration in TBC. Next up is cadastral. So we just made some enhancements to autofield to get attribute filled automatically with generic values. We enhanced the feature attribution and raw data handling. Autofield for automatic field attribution, and attribute synchronization has also been done much better. Autofields, so this is just the new entry method in feature definitions to fill attributes with generic values like general data, project name, feature code. Point data would get the coordinates and the point name, geometry, area, perimeter. Fields are refreshed, opening properties, exporting features. Feature code editor attribution synchronization. So we want to eliminate confusion and save time with auto feature updating. So field data is stored in raw job JXL files, take an overview of processing feature codes, and the GIS is only stored the data in there. So just to help with that confusion, there's better integration there. Next up, enhancements into the survey CAD side of things. So if I go down there we have a plan set, and let's go in there. So if you now double click on this, it will open up your sheet view. You can now easily rotate or jump between different sheets by simply clicking down here. No need to have multiple sheet views anymore. And as you can see, we have the grayed out area on the outside. So this shows your plottable sheet much more easily in TBC. So you can see where you are, what the plottable size is. You can see your boundary there. So it will make it much easier and simpler to find your sheet views. If you double click on there, you'll see we'll still just keep it in a single sheet view up here, not multiple sheet views opening. So there are different ways to run through all of them. To do that in TBC, simply go to your options, and then you will see display visual, that's not the right one. Display white background for sheets in view. That is the functionality that you would like to switch on to have this view of your sheet view, where it's easier to see where your paper space is in that option. So remember to tick that on if that is something of need for you. Next thing we've done is we added some snaps functionality in here. So if you go to your snaps, you will now say it says snap default. You now have 4 presets, which is set to all, free, or only point. You now also have the option to set new snap set, and you can then define your own snap set with the name and jump between those. So it makes it quick and easy to now have different snap sets and easily jump between them. You can even define a keyboard shortcut for switching between them using the define command shortcuts functionality in TBC, and then you can easily jump between all your different snap set options that you have, as that was something that was requested by quite a few clients. So there we have that now for you, making it life a little bit easier to jump between different snap sets depending on the work you're doing. Next enhancement we had is you will see my cursor now floats around a little bit more with extended lines, so it's easier to see where you are and obviously make it easier for you to determine where you want to click. So as you can see, if we zoom in, it just makes it so much easier to see there. So it's smaller enhancement there, and down here in this you can actually now set your plan view scale size. So as you can see in here, we can actually set the plot scale, and that will then be shown in here, so you can actually see how that differs between the different sizes. So you can now easily see if I'm at 100 meters on my plot scale, this is what I would see. It links to the plan view. And then next up is mobile mapping. So just some bug fixes there that you can take note of. Helping out with some customer critical bugs, addressing that. TBC failing when exporting custom SBETs, failing of GPU, testing scan recovery, all that has been enhanced. In mining, we now have tonnage reporting, get real inventory values by processing and delivering stockpile volume based on mass, and reporting both volume and tonnage helps provide a holistic idea of the underdig and overdig quantities. So as you can see in the slide, there is the report settings, use volume, use mass. Another slope conformance report colorization for surface enhancements. So enhance the slope conformance export. So this will make it easier for you to now visualize that. And you can export in TRB format for visualization into Trimble Connect, Trimble 4D Control, and Trimble Access. And that concludes all the enhancements as a brief quick overview. Please keep a lookout for more in-depth videos where I will delve into these new enhancements and workflows in more detail. Thank you for watching, and see you at the next release in a few months' time.